the Globally Harmonized System of Classification and Labeling of Chemicals, the GHS. The GHS defines and classifies the hazards of chemical products and communicates health and safety information labels and safety data sheets. These provide the fundamentals for the sound management of chemicals and waste, maximizing the benefits of chemicals and enhancing the protection of human health and the environment by providing an internationally comprehensible system for hazard communication. The United Nations Economic Commissions for Europe, UNECE, provides the Secretariat for the Subcommittee of the Experts on the GHS that is responsible for maintaining the GHS, promoting its implementation, and providing additional guidance. Following the Rio Summit in 1992, the GHS was adopted in 2001 as a groundbreaking voluntary international instrument. In 2002, at the Johannesburg World Summit on Sustainable Development, heads of state and government encouraged countries to implement the GHS with a view to having the system fully operational by 2008.
More than 20 years ago, the criteria for classifying chemicals as hazardous to human health or the environment were developed by countries through the OECD. And to this day, the OECD is the contact point for the UN subcommittee for the GHS for the further development of those criteria.
As of 2020, only about 70 countries had implemented the GHS in legislation. The Global Chemicals Outlook 2 identified key actions beyond 2020, including promulgating, aligning, and enforcing legislation and policies, including full implementation of the GHS. It promotes the safety and health of workers and their families, as well as the prevention of industrial accidents, and can contribute to the implementation of ILO Chemicals Convention No. 170 and many international labor standards. It is specified in the FAO-WHO International Code of Conduct on Pesticide Management. The GHS can protect human health and the environment, as well as facilitate international trade. The global partnership to implement the GHS is co-led by the ILO, OECD, and UNITAR. These organizations seek to enhance implementation of the GHS and support countries and partners in their processes. They are supported by a coalition of stakeholders from governments, regional organizations, NGOs, trade unions, the private sector, academics, and subject matter experts.
The importance of multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholder inclusion is always a key concept, and we work hard with stakeholders to build relationships and bring in as many as possible to all activities. We also see the recurring need for more training, knowledge, and awareness, and we see this as vital to success. We are also seeing the importance of support for developing legislation. It is a complex task, and we are working with partners to provide relevant expertise to those that request it.
A number of labor standards require systems for hazard classification, communication, and training, laying a crucial foundation for GHS implementation. In this way, labor standards help reinforce and create synergies with the GHS, allowing for a more comprehensive framework for chemicals management.
Under the partnership, several activities have been agreed as priorities. Fundamental to this is an understanding of past lessons and how they inform future work. So, what have we learned and how can we use this?
It is clear that GHS implementation requires multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholder collaboration. No country or organization can work alone. Now, more than ever, we need strong policy coordination and social dialogue across sectors to ensure a safe and healthy working environment for all working people around the world.
GHS implementation is a continuous process. Therefore, long-term, high-level, and broad commitment is crucial. Benefits from implementing the GHS should be made clear. Understanding of existing or required laws and capacities is essential. Identifying key stakeholders and developing a national committee can enhance efforts and assist with assessments of policies, legislation, and capacities. Developing a legal framework requires an analysis of what options exist, and undertaking impact assessments can be valuable. Ongoing coordination and consultations are important for the success of setting up the GHS. Ongoing education and training for all is crucial to effective GHS implementation, with differing needs and guidance materials for different audiences. Many countries and organizations have experience in implementation and are willing to assist, including through the setup of help desks. Awareness raising with the public can broaden the understanding of the system and its benefits. Alignment between national, regional, and international approaches is an option, and regional GHS forums could be valuable. Such cooperation can play a vital role in delivering, enhancing, and sharing knowledge. Consider how the GHS may link to other international agreements, such as the Basel, Minamata, Rotterdam, and Stockholm Conventions, ILO Chemicals Convention No. 170, the International Health Regulations, the FAO/WHO International Code of Conduct on Pesticide Management, or contribution to the achievements of the SDGs. A number of technical challenges and/or issues exist that can result in a lack of harmonization, barriers to trade, and can cause confusion for workers and consumers. These may be differences in versions of the GHS, building blocks and timeframes, approaches to confidential business information, different classifications, inconsistencies in SDSs. There would be value in harmonizing GHS versions, building blocks, and timeframes in regions or with major partners, and by including the GHS in trade agreements. GHS implementation can help to provide more consistent hazard information to chemical users, as well as those involved in emergencies. Design and implement a regular training plan for emergency responders and poison centers. Provide a direct communication channel among emergency responders, poison centers, and GHS experts to provide advice. Consider developing plans for monitoring, evaluation, and enforcement. Frequent enforcement campaigns may enhance compliance from companies. Continue to hold regular meetings of the National GHS Committee and relevant stakeholders. From 2020-2021, new resources are available to support countries and stakeholders in implementing the GHS. The GHS in the World of Work, GHS implementation, experiences and lessons learned, key elements of a national GHS roadmap, legislative guidance for the GHS, and more.
With our partners in the Global Partnership to Implement the GHS, we are looking to seize the opportunities that the sound management of chemicals and waste beyond 2020 offers in terms of generating high-level commitment. The new framework, alongside other global priorities and the SDGs, can provide significant political support for the importance of the GHS, which in turn can facilitate resources as countries and regions proceed through the steps of implementing the system.
In the years leading up to 2030, the ILO looks forward to even greater engagement of its World of Work stakeholders in global efforts to promote the GHS. Healthy workers are the foundation of an equitable and resilient recovery, one that can be achieved through the Sustainable Development Goals, especially those relevant to chemicals and decent work.